with our mad dash on the Bronco going on, I'm getting a lot of comments and questions on the projects that we had going on before we started on the Bronco. So I want to take you a little tour of the shop and show you where they're at, and then we'll get back on these just as soon as we get this Bronco done. So let's go into our new building, our Captain Lee Scott building, and let me show you what's going on Lee Scott's 65 Jaguar Roadster. Now, in here in our new building, it's worked out outstanding. We built this new room on here so that we could keep this car in here nice and clean, all of its parts separate from all the other parts, because this job is so intense. Every nut, every bolt, every piece of this thing is scrutinized, gone through. We've just got books and books and books of images and pictures and schematics so that we can put this thing exactly back the way it was. Keep in mind, this car was tore down about 30 years ago, then stored in a storage building. We pulled out a storage building that had been in for like 14 years. Every part that you see was just in boxes and buckets and scattered and strode in every way possible. So this has been like the biggest puzzle with no pieces, no parts, and no instructions. So you can see we've got most of our wiring in now. I'm working on doing his plugs and plug wires. We've got, you know, the engine set up. I'm waiting on some zinc coating to come back from the zinc coating shop. We sent all the chrome out, and I talked to them the other day, and they said the chrome is about halfway through the process, so we'll be getting the chrome back here in a month or so. And yeah, that's about it on the Jaguar. It's coming along really, really well. Getting a lot of good comments on this color. This blue is the original color that came on this car, and it is just outstanding. And once again, I want to give a shout out to Steve Hay. His heat shield blanket that he's given us has just worked out outstanding in here. We've got some, we put this on a curtain where I can slide this back, and we're fixing to pump out some oil here to our oil heater and get that going. So yeah, the Jaguar is coming along really, really nice. Now let's go back here to the back, and I'll show you about our SEMA project, and then we'll check out Jerry's 67 Chevelle LS swap. So let's go back here and check out the 55. Now, in here on our SEMA project, you can see that I've already started chopping on the top. I've actually chopped 4.5 inches out of the top on the front and 4 inches out of the rear. I actually cut the back window section loose, and I left the back window the full size and just dropped it straight down. Now, in doing this chop, instead of cutting these and leaning them in, I've actually widened the whole thing about 1.5 inches there and about 2 inches, 2.5 inches here. But it's really going to give us that big fat look. Now, I'm doing a video on this that's quite long. I'm going to video every bit of this, and I'm going to put together a little video on me chopping this from start to finish. Now, we've got till November, so we've got about 8 months or less to get this thing ready for SEMA. So the sponsors are starting to send in the parts. American Powertrain sent me this whole package deal. Comes with a 5-speed, comes with a bell housing, comes with a clutch, even a drive shaft shifter, pedals, everything you need to go behind this 460 to put it in this truck. So really stoked about that. That's a TKO 600. That's going to really do good. Summit Racing come on board. So Summit has sent me some drag racing shocks, rear sway bar. They sent me this front sway bar, complete wiring harness that's in here. This is their Summit generic universal wiring harness. Remote battery cables so I can run my battery in the rear. Trick Flow has come aboard. Trick Flow has supplied me with these valve covers that I'm going to use for mock-up, because I've got to mock all this up in place. And they're supplying me with aluminum heads, roller cam, roller rockers, full roller setup for this thing. And John Bouchard has got that at his shop, and we're fixing to put that engine together, and we're going to go down there and we're going to do a video with it. Then we're going to go take that motor to Tommy's machine, and we're going to do a dyno run. Heat Shield Products is going to come in, and I think they've hired a guy to do an actual commercial type video that we're going to do with their shielding under the intake. So that's going to be fun, and we'll show you all that as that comes along. I've got Chris Coddington is working on making me some wheels for the back. So these wheels on the back are going to be 18 inches wide. Summit Racing sent me these big wheel tubs, so we'll have these wheel tubs in here. So the old truck is coming along pretty good. It's really going to be pretty cool. When we get done with this thing, it's going to be about 600 horsepower, stacked fuel injection, Narrowed 9-inch, I think, well, we got a 411 gear under the rear of it with that overdrive. It ought to really be a handful. Now, as far as the camshaft goes, Competition Cam called me yesterday. They're going to custom grind a camshaft for this truck. I told them about the fuel injection, the 5-speed, the weight of the truck, the tire size, and all that. And they can factor all that into a camshaft and custom make us a camshaft that's really going to make this thing perform well. So I'm really stoked about that. Scrape from Tap Out Clothing, Tap Out Productions has got a new exhaust system called a Spider exhaust, Black Widow exhaust. And he's going to send me some exhaust for it. We're going to put that exhaust under it, and then we'll have this in the heat shield booth, and we'll try to make stands so we can stand up in the air and show all these products off. So now that we're getting close to being done with this Bronco, then I'll be getting back on this, and we'll start showing this a little bit more and the Jaguar a little bit more. So let me show you where Jerry's 67 Chevelle's at right now as well. So let's go up here in the paint booth. The cash is no help. Yep, boy. Alright, now in here in the paint booth, I've got Jerry Chevelle back from the exhaust shop. We sent it out and had a dual exhaust all the way back. This LS setup comes with dual O2 sensors, and I didn't want to start it or anything until I had the O2 sensors in it. And I'm waiting. Air Raid is sending me the intake system for it, which I've got to have that for the mass airflow for it. So Jerry's is coming along real well, and we're fixing to get right back on it. Got the radiator in it, and yeah, that's pretty much a good tour of the shop as it is right now. So we're going to jump back on this Bronco and get this done for this video shoot, and then we'll get back on this stuff.